Hello, my name is Jasmine Lee, and I am not your mama's astrologer. Welcome to the week. Yay! This gets to be the week where I get to tell you that not a lot of crazy stuff's happening. It's not. Nothing too crazy, nothing too intense. You get the week astrologically off, so to speak, and not just off. What I really love about this week is it is very mercurial. Mercury's making some moves. He's gonna be, it's gonna be, having some action with Jupiter. He's gonna be moving into Taurus. And we're gonna be gearing up for a full moon, which kind of is big energy, but not yet. Something else that I feel is really interesting about this week that I want to talk about a lot, as well as Mercury. And ironically enough, guys, I am teaching a parenting for your Mercury and your child's Mercury class this Saturday. Do DM me for details if you'd like to come. It's so fun. We workshop what Mercury is, what it means to be in control of our thoughts once we understand, where our thoughts come from and the flavor of them, as well as how they butt up against maybe our child, our partner, someone else's thoughts and how they're wired to think. So fun. 10 to 12. Message me if you're local. I would so love to have you join me. So yeah, it's fun that Mercury is making interesting moves in the sky this week. The same week I'm going to be teaching a Mercury class. Fun for everyone. But the other interesting astrological thing that I wanted to talk about was that Neptune and Saturn are meeting up in the sky in Aries. And that has not happened since 1703, you guys, because Neptune moves very slowly, as does Saturn, and for them to meet in the same sign like this, it takes a long time. So I love it when the astrology of the moment feels historic in its uniqueness. So there's a lot of Aries in the sky right now, meeting up with our sun currently in Taurus. So it's such, I don't know why I can't find the proper word I'm looking for, but it's like so dynamic because Aries is cardinal, very starter energy, and Taurus is very grounded, very fixed energy into building things. So when these two meet up, when we have this energy in the sky, it's like, boy, can we get a lot done. Are we going to have a lot of self-worth while we're doing it? Maybe not so much, because Aries can be so volatile. Aries can want to give up. Aries can get frustrated. Aries has the idea that, I want to do XYZ. But then Taurus is like, well, okay, bitch, like, how are we going to see that through? And Aries is like, whoa. I just had the idea. I don't know what you want me to do with all the nuts and bolts. And Taurus, meanwhile, is sitting straight-faced with the nuts and bolts in their hand saying, build it. And then here I come with the visual of the Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Have you guys seen that movie? Am I aging myself by saying that? It's like, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do we cross the road first, or do we think about where we want to go as we're crossing the road? That is the Aries-Taurus paradigm. And so when you have Neptune and Saturn in Aries meeting up together, it's like this beautiful, fiery, passionate check-in of, we have one precious life, y'all. What are you doing about it? And it's like bringing your dream spaces into that workable, what are we going to do about it? And we're going to have ideas. We're going to have actual dreams, as well as manifesty dreams. We're going to have inspirations. We're going to have notions. And I love a good notion. And what I really enjoy the most when Aries and Taurus can work together is that we can have notions, but then we can also plant them, water them, and watch them grow. And that is so crucial to playing out our fantasies, because oftentimes we keep our fantasies safe, locked inside of us. We don't want to bring it up into the foreground because we're worried that if we were to do that, if we were to vocalize what our deepest desire is, what our most darkest, most wonderful secret fantasy is that then we'd have to do something about it. And Saturn and Neptune are the Aries and Taurus in that way, even though they're both in Aries. It's that I want to do something. I have an idea. I have a desire. And then what are you going to do about it? And so with Mercury also playing a big role this week, it's like we can start to rearrange our circuitry, our thought processes around what's possible, what we're capable of, what we actually want. It can be a very great week for inspiring conversations, for healing dialogues, for hard ones too, because Mercury today is sextiling Jupiter, which Mercury is our thoughts and Jupiter is our manifestations and our good luck and our right timing and our manifestation skills. So when those two meet up, today is a great day to dream board. Today is a great day to relax and let your thoughts go where they want to go, not where they should go, not where you typically go, but like, where do you want to go in your mind today? Take a little mind journey, read some poetry, listen to some good music, take a walk and see what your mind has to share with you, because our mind too is not us. I've said this so many times. Our mind is the trash can of us. It's all of the input and belief systems and the protecting filters of us. And so when we can be a little more vulnerable today, when we can trust Jupiter to hold our thoughts in a different way, in a way that says, yes, I'm gonna bless you and reward you for having these thoughts, then we're a little bit safer to go a little deeper than just, well, I should do the dishes, or today I'm feeling a little tired, or, you know, our topical, how's the weather today conversations that we have in the outside world. We do that to ourselves every day too. We have very topical thoughts with ourselves that are prearranged, predisposed, pre-thought, pre-done, so that we don't have to challenge ourselves about what would happen if we dared to think these greater, bigger thoughts that are on the horizon of us, that are lingering to beckon us to our next chapter. So if I have been asking you so much over the past few weeks, if that has felt stressful about what do you really want to do? How do you really feel? What do you really think? Well, this is the week to integrate it in a less stressful environment. It's a safer space to have some freedom of thought, to find something new buried in our own neuroses. And I love that for us. You know, Tuesday then, Mercury is going to be conjunct Chiron, and Chiron is our deep wounds. So we've got this big, lovely Saturn-Neptune conjunction that's asking us to bring our dreams to the forefront. And when we do that, a lot of our wound space comes up, a lot of our imposter syndrome, our self-worth, our preconceived notions of ourself come into conflict with what could be next. And, you know, if you've got this wall in front of you and you're trying to see over to what's next, that's where faith comes in. That's where being able to disassemble yourself, de-escalate yourself, and really get down to the root of what holds you back. Not your schedule, not your life routine, not having kids, not having responsibilities, but what emotionally, what deep down, what, and usually has to do with our inner child, which Chiron works and plays in a lot. Deep, deep, deep down, what's hurting? What holds you back? What is keeping you safe from failure? Because anytime we have a notion, a great new notion, anytime we have a beautiful dream that we've kept to ourselves, anytime we've harbored a desire that has gone unmet, we are telling our inner child, we are telling that chironic part of ourselves, the wounded healer in us, that we don't deserve something, or that it is too scary to trust that what we want over that wall is there. So we just stay at the wall. Sometimes we'll do some light tapping, some knocking, some reveries, but with Mercury being right next to Chiron this week, it is an availability. There is an open door. And in astrology, what I love so much about astrology is it's always a choice. You know, I'm telling you that Mercury and Chiron are right next to each other. So we have this opportunity to more willingly, more easily, and more openly examine how our thought processes are really wounding us, how we need to start thinking a little bit different, or what we need to get in touch with inside of ourselves to heal a little bit deeper so that we can get on to that new dream, that new fixture that we're reaching for. I've been having a lot of dreams of unmet desire. I'll say that. Just a lot of them. And I know that I have it inside myself, much like you probably have it inside of yours. But the truth is, if we don't take these opportunities, this is an astrological opportunity, and you don't have to take it. You can just keep on going with your schedule, where you are right now. And, I dare say if you do that, maybe life will feel a little easier this week. Things will flow a little better. Conversations will go better. It'll be easier to express yourself and communicate. All of those things could be true. But anytime I see something in astrology that would allow us to go deeper in a safer way, I'm going to say do that. Because this week we have this really lovely, beautiful opportunity to go deeper, and it's safer because the energy is asking it of us. And so if we meet that energy with ours, then we can really get shit done. This week is a week where we can really put our finger on the nose of something that maybe has felt a little elusive, a little scary, a little no thank you. Right now I'm busy and shit's going down, because Lord knows the last couple of months has been full of some bullshit. It certainly has. It has made us want to retreat. But that's why I love that Mercury is up this week, because in our retreat, our mind is our sanctuary. Or our purgatory. We always get to choose. Our mind is a beautiful thing or an ugly thing. It's what we're choosing to put in it. It's what we're choosing to expose ourselves to it. It's a choice all the time. And so this week also, and all astrology movements are a choice. You have the backing. The stars got your back. It's, do you want to play? Do you want to engage this week? Do you want to be here? Do you want to be righteously in this moment? And so you're going to have lots of ideas, because Mercury is at the end of Aries at the beginning of this week. It's, this and that. And I've been stewing over this, and I've been dreaming about that, and I don't really know what it all means. And then bam, this weekend, Mercury goes into Taurus. So here is that vibe. I've been talking about this. I have an idea, and Taurus says, what are we going to do with it? How are we going to grow it? What are we going to use to water it? What's the fertilizer of your life right now? What is supportive in your life right now? So there's all these thoughts that are finding safe harbor and home this weekend as it moves into Taurus. That ability to slow down our thoughts, that ability to really start placing puzzle pieces. Whereas Aries came in, Mercury and Aries came in and just threw the puzzle pieces on the table and is like, I don't know, but look it forms something and I'm into it. But Taurus is like, let's find the form. Let's plant the seeds. Let's start really paying attention to where we're going to find our security, our nurturing, our love, our heart space. And Mercury's here also touching Chiron, saying, but where does it hurt? Why is this so hard? Why am I afraid of my own success? Why am I afraid of love? Why am I afraid of this next step? Whatever it is for you, whether it be business, friendships, love, circumstance. It's like we all have our own collective pot stirring, our own self collective of all the ideas and the notions and the things. And Mercury really wants to stir it up this week, but it's not like loud energy. It's individual. It's very like self-possessed. And so you get to choose how fast you stir it, what ingredients you're putting in, and how real you want to get this week. Because if you're wanting to, it's so here for you. And Neptune and Saturn being close together is saying, I want to mesh what is intangible with what is tangible. And that's how dreams come true, you guys. And I love that for us. And then your lovely week of happenstance, notions, synchronicity, big ideas, thoughts, new things on the horizon gets met with something very deep, because this weekend the moon will move into Scorpio, which is Taurus's opposition, which is where the sun is, which leads us to a full moon. It'll be a full moon on Monday, so I'll come back and talk a little bit more about it on Monday, but we are going to be feeling it this weekend, which is why I want to speak to it. Because a Scorpio full moon doesn't mess around. A Scorpio full moon asks a lot of our wound space, our traumas, our pain, our authenticity. You know, Scorpio rules the house of death, other people's money, inheritances, sexuality, trauma. All of the nitty gritties starts to winkle its way in. And if we've had this very inspiring week of, I want this, I dream of this, I think about this, I want this, then Taurus full moon comes in and says, well, guess what? You've got to freaking get over yourself then. And here's yourself. Here's the ugly. Here's the dirty. Here are the uncomfortable conversations you have to have. Here's the hard feelings you need to feel. Here's the soul depth, you know, the dark journey, the journey to the underworld that you must go through to reach that light that you saw this week, that beautiful piece, that nugget, that cookie that I talk about. It's there. You have to go the long way home though, because no matter what you're doing in this life, no matter what fate has to give to you or the stars possess of you, there is always a circle inside of you. And no matter how much progress you make, no matter how many journeys you take, the place you end up is always back home to you. So we can take all the workshops we want. We can journal daily. We can take an abundance workshop. We can do the technical work. But if we're not willing to come home to the true depths of ourselves, then we're just playing tic-tac-toe. We're not actually solving the puzzle. We are going around in circles. And spoiler alert, that's life. We're never going to get to the end of our own soul labyrinth. We're only going to be able to start making it beautiful. Our ins and outs, our setbacks, our self-talk, our ability to overcome ourselves is the mission in this life that most of us won't overcome. All of us on some level won't overcome, because no matter where you go, there you are. It's your mind, it's your heart, it's your soul body. We are always here. We're not going anywhere. So, you know, how cozy and friendly you want to be with yourself is only matched and measured by how deeply you're willing to go with what you're ashamed of, with what you don't like about yourself, with what triggers you, with what has hurt you. We can only grow as far as we have met those menaces that blow up the joint inside of ourselves, that limit us, that hold us back, that ask us or say to us that we are not good enough. That's the bear that we're always up against. And it is a bear. And this week will feel easier to process, to want, to be present with it. But then this weekend comes the darker, deeper work, because when there's a full moon in Scorpio, if you are not willing to see the dark side of yourself, the dark side of your family dynamics, of where you are in this life, then the getting to the good stuff just can't be reached, because we are stuck in our own self-denial cycle. And that's okay. You eat that shit if you want to. You binge watch TV, eat chocolate cake, and don't pay attention to it if you don't want to. And that's the original conversation of astrology as an invitation. And I will always tell you what the invitation of the week is. And whether you want that or not is up to you. I mean, it'll happen to you. You will be feeling it around you. Things happen that are out of our control. But if we really want to work with it, and if we really want to get to that next place that we want inside of ourselves, we have got to do the ditch digging work, the soul dishes, the laundry folding, and you all know I fucking hate laundry, of our lives. And that's really what this week is about, is that we get all the inspo, but then we're met with all of the things that hold us back. And are you willing to see both and find the solution therein? And that's this week. I told you had a week off, and maybe I lied a little bit, because there is no such thing as a week off if we're deeply in process. And the card I pulled, of course, is the Thinker card, because Mercury rules our thoughts. Mercury tells us that we are very powerful in manifesting what we want through our thoughts, but we are also our own devils in resisting what it is that we can't stop thinking about. And so I want to ask you, as I will ask everybody at the workshop I'm teaching this weekend, what can you not stop thinking about? What is the train of thought that is truly holding you back from releasing all of this scorpionic trauma, from releasing all of this self-worth bullshit, from seeing yourself in a clearer way that also is forgiving, compassionate, kind, and loving? It's all about our thoughts. If you think you can or can't, that's the truth. And I want you guys to remember that going into this week, that our thoughts are a blessing or a curse. We always get to choose. And may we choose the blessings of our thoughts, the power of our being to overcome such great obstacles that are always individual. Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, come to my class, get a reading from me. I so love being able to sit in space with you, all of you, and talk about why this is relevant for you individually, personally, and soulfully. I'll see you guys next week.